Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Your Stocks coming live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Vinny Motiwala. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, markets, broader end of the markets is doing well. Benchmark is not doing as well as we were expecting. So yes, what we're seeing in terms of the benchmark indices, Nifty is just managing to hold on to the 25,000 mark as of now. And like you can see at the top of the screen over there as well, we're seeing the mid cap that's managing to do well. Banks is also not managing to hold on to gains today, down 0.2%. While in terms of IT, that's also among the top sectoral loser today. So watch out for Nifty IT as well. Now, obviously, some of these individual stocks that I would just like to mark right now is IFCI. That is an important one that we're keeping an eye out on. There was a news flow that came in also in today's trading session as well, where the board has approved consolidation plan at group level, including some key subsidiaries as well. So because of that, we are seeing IFCI that is in focus as of now. In the last hour also specifically, we saw that spike up, then came off the day's highest point. Other than that, what we are watching out for in terms of top gainers, Ola Electric on the back of its numbers, Newland Labs, Mankind Pharma, Laurus Labs Pharma, that's doing well. That's continuing to do well in the last few trading sessions as well, and that is what we are seeing today. So Pharma is among the top sectoral gainers, and other than that, we have a Realty that is a top sectoral gainer as well. And like I mentioned, IT banks, that's not managing to do well, and that's where we're seeing a bit of a fall coming in terms of the trading session. But yes, that's how the market setup is looking like. But this is a show where we solve all your stock related queries, and as always, we have our experts joining in with us. We have Gaurang, Shah, Senior Vice President at Geojit Financial Services, joining in with us as of now. Gaurang, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in with us. You know, now earnings season is here, so we have a lot more news or a lot more moves that will be coming on the back of earnings. But let's start with the first query for today. This is actually an investment query that we have for today. Sandeep is writing to us from Bangalore. He has an investment query on power stocks and is asking out of Adani Green Energy, Tata Power, Suzlon Energy, which of the stocks can give good returns. They've not mentioned a time period, so I'm going to be assuming it's an investment or long-term query. Power stocks, what should they be investing in, and which is looking as a better bet?
Thank you so much for having me on this program, Vinny. Good afternoon to you and to all the viewers of CNBC TV18. A small disclosure before I go into details. All recommendations are a part of our research team views. Our company Geojit or we do not have any personal investments or any financial interest, nor there is any other kind of conflict of interest. But we give recommendations on similar lines to our clients. They might have their investment interest over there. Now, coming to the entire power sector. So, Vinny, I think the entire power universe or the power sector looks quite promising, given the government's policies and the new power generating capacities that is likely to come up in the next 3 to 5 years. A large part of that, more than 70-75%, is going to be clean and green, that is wind and solar. Along with that, this year in the budget, the Honorable Finance Minister also spoke about nuclear energy, which is going to be a major game changer as we go into the future. We like companies in power generation, we like companies in power distribution, and we like companies in power equipment manufacturing companies. Specifically about power generation, Tata Power, NTPC, Suzlon, which is, of course, green energy producer, wind energy. Be positive on JSW Energy and Torrent Power. These are the stocks that we are positive in. My sense, Vinny, is that every year the power consumption is going up. We need to have more power generating capacities coming up, which is likely to throw in a little bit of more positivity. And of course, you know, a couple of years back, when you remember, there used to be power theft. Now with smart meters replacing the old meters, that has also become a thing of the past. So power sector looks very promising.
Okay, power sector looks very promising. Keeping an eye out on those names you mentioned over there. We also have Ashish Kyal now joining in with us on the show. Ashish, good afternoon. And power sector, what's your view coming in? The viewers asking specifically Tata Green Energy, Adani Green Energy, I beg your pardon, Tata Power, as well as Suzlon Energy. Which would be a better bet for them?
Hi, afternoon to you and all the viewers. If you look at the overall sector, I think the sector should outperform from here on. Very clearly, we can see that. Adani Green has unfortunately not shown any kind of a strong upside momentum over the past many months now. And if you look at Tata Power, that is much better placed. So Tata Power and Suzlon Suzlon looks to be much better placed compared to Adani Green at this point of time. And Tata Power, we can expect a move on the upside towards the level of around 440, 450. On the downside, the support for the stock is around 375 levels. Suzlon has been consolidating over past few weeks, and I think the stock has shown a very strong rise from the lows of around 50, managed to make a high of around 74, consolidating now from there. And I think there is a possibility we should resume an upside journey in Suzlon as well. The target for Suzlon can be around 80 levels, and on the downside, one can maintain a stop loss for the stock at around 62.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there, and which Ashish has mentioned right now. Let's move on to the next query for today. Olectra Greentech. Now, this is coming from Venish Gupta, who's writing to us from Jammu, holding 200 shares of Olectra Greentech. This is at a price of 1,200 rupees per share. So right now, also the stock is trading around that buy price. He's asking whether he should hold the stock or look to sell at the current levels and just get out of the stock. Olectra Greentech. Gaurang, what's your view?
First of all, the acquisition price is very attractive, 1,200. This company manufactures EVs, commercial EVs. As we all know, there was an issue with respect to China supply of rare earth minerals and magnets, which is a very crucial component which goes into manufacturing an EV. Government is working on resolving the issues. I think some representatives were in China for discussion, and we are also talking to the third country also for our requirements as far as rare earth minerals and magnets are concerned. If you're from a long-term point of view, I would first of all say our research team has an accumulate stance, so you can hold on to it. Your acquisition price is very attractive, and the resolution looks to be coming sooner rather than later as far as supply of rare earth minerals and magnets are concerned. So don't rush into any kind of hasty decisions, just in case if your investment in Olectra Greentech is from a long-term point.
Okay, that's a view coming in there on the fundamentals front. Don't rush into anything. Ashish, actually on the technical front as well. Olectra Greentech, right? At one point of time, you had that in somewhere in 2023 to 2024 approximately. So that very, very sharp run up coming in for the stock, right? And then post that, some bit of that correction, consolidation, obviously merits it given that the run up was such a sharp run up. But now what should they be doing? They bought it at 1,200 currently. On the technical front, should they continue to hold?
Yes, Winnie, if you look at it, we clearly see the stock went all the way on the upside, made a high of around 2,200 levels. It's nearly 50% down from there, and it's now not showing any kind of momentum also. So I would suggest that if he is holding Olectra Greentech, you need to hold on for a bit longer period, maybe a year or more, because over short term there are no signs of positive momentum either. On the downside, the support for the stock is around 1,140 levels. And on the upside, the stock needs to break above that resistance of 1320. It has struggled miserably from there multiple times. So 1320 needs to be taken out. Once that is taken out, then we can expect a momentum towards the level of 1400 or 1500 on the upside. So as of now, hold on, extend your time horizon to at least a year, and let's see if 1320 gets taken out.
Okay, hold on. They shouldn't average or anything like that also right now, or add more, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Avoid averaging, avoid buying more at these levels. We have.
Okay, so wait out for those levels over there that, Ashish is also mentioning. Let's move on to the next query for today. This is coming in from Ramakrishnan, who's writing to us from Bangalore, holding 80 shares of Eternal, previously known as Zomato, at a price of 200 rupees per share, making a profit on this one. Wants to know the outlook on the stock. Gaurang, your view for Eternal. What are we watching out for? Eternally buzzing away in trade is what we should be expecting now?
Eternal competition is on the horizon, Vinny. Yeah. Good for consumers like you and me, and of course my good friend Ashish, who normally views these platforms. But the fact still remains, Vinny, that this is one of the established players in the e-commerce sector. There are near-term headwinds. We all know about Zapto. IPO was lined up, then it was pulled back. There are news of 2 or 3 bigger known names coming into the e-commerce sector with competition. But established players like Eternal, that is Zomato and Swiggy, should not have much difficulty. Specifically with Eternal, our research team has a positive coverage from a long-term point of view. They are running towards opening up of 2,000 dark stores by the end of December 25, which was the target earlier was December 26. I think this dark store addition, along with penetration into areas where there is no visibility, will help them get larger client base and a larger pie of the market share.
Okay, that's interesting. So keep your investments in Eternal on the fundamental front. Technicals also, is that the view coming in, Ashish?
Yes, absolutely. We need one more interesting thing that I want to point out technically. From the 200 levels, the stock started moving up. And if you look at the weekly chart, for around 13 weeks already, it has not given a single weekly close below prior weekly low, which means the trend has been very good despite of everything that we have seen in the markets. But this stock has protected prior weekly low on closing basis. So that keeps the trend intact. I think the stock should be headed towards on the upside near 320 levels. And even today, it's up nearly more than 3% already. So the momentum is there. It's picking up. It has given, again, a fresh breakout. We can expect 320 as the target on the upside. On the downside, the immediate support for the stock is at 250.
Okay, so we're seeing good returns coming in as of now as well, and expected to see a run-up coming in. Interesting data point coming in over there from Ashish as well. So keep an eye on those levels over there for Zomato or Eternal as we know it. Next query for today, Ashish, we have Neil Deshpande who's writing to us from Mumbai. 300 shares of SJVN and price is 150 rupees, and 200 shares of Finolex Industries price is 296 rupees per share. So for SJVN, they are making a loss, and even on Finolex Industries, they're making a loss. Ashish, what should they be doing? Should they continue to hold, sell, average? What's the bet on both these stocks?
If you look at SJVN, the stock has underperformed, definitely. But right now, I think there is a possibility of a upside breakout to come in. If you look at past 6-7 days of movement, it is moving in a very narrow range. Looks like the volumes have dried out. So it's looking for some kind of a trigger. And I think that should be on the positive side. So I'm continue to hold on with SJVN. The buy price is pretty high. But as of now, I think the stock can move towards the level of 115 on the upside. On the downside, the support for the stock is around 93, which is very crucial support. So hold on SJVN. As far as Finolex industry is concerned, I think the stock is quoting somewhere around 204 levels as of now. And from here, we can expect a positive traction to come in also into this stock. Overall, the support for the stock on the downside as per price action is 190. So as long as 190 is intact, there is a positive possibilities, and we can see the stock again towards the level of 240. So hold on to Finolex Industries as well right now.
Okay, hold on to both these stocks right now. That's the view coming in there. But on that note, we're going to sip into a very short break. But here's a reminder for all viewers. Tune into the all-new CNBC TV18 Prime, bringing you insights from policymakers, business leaders, as well as economists shaping both the world and India's future. CNBC TV18 Prime decodes global shifts and their impact on Indian businesses, giving you unparalleled insights. Tune into CNBC TV18 Prime at 12 noon for the Global Reset, at 1 p.m. for the Big C, and the Global Lens at 8:30 p.m. Welcome back to Your Stocks in CNBC TV18. We still have our experts with us, Ashish Kyal as well as Gaurang Shah. Let's move on to the next query, gentlemen. This is coming from Ritesh Kapoor, who's writing to us from New Delhi. He's holding 70 shares of Tata Motors. Is at a price of 400 rupees per share. He's asking whether to remain invested. And he adds if there is any threat from Tesla entering India as well. That's the new one that is coming in here in terms of competition. But Gaurang, your view coming in for Tata Motors. What is the view? What should they be doing? They're making a profit on this one.
Well, definitely making profit, Vinny. And if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong over here. If he's bought it at 400, I'm sure he would have seen a price of 1100 also. I think that's what Tata Motor made somewhere around all-time new high. And then from those levels, it has retraced 50%. Having said that, our research team has a whole recommendation. Competition is a good thing because that will keep companies on their knees and will make them deliver better products. Tesla competition, well, I think Indian counterparts have made decent products with respect to EV passenger vehicles. enough market share. Tesla needs to prove its worth. And as we all know, Indian consumers with respect to passenger vehicles, whether it is conventional ICE driven engine or whether it is the new age electric vehicle or whether it is going to be a futuristic green hydrogen vehicle, they are very sensitive with respect to the cost economics. And my sense is that will take a while. So as of now, we don't see any great threat. Uh, Continue holding Tata Motors. Your investment is as a very safe zone at rupees 400. I think risk reward is favorable.
This reward is favorable. And just, a few days back, those JLR Q1 update reports had also come in, where sales numbers also look decent. Even Morgan Stanley had highlighted a strong mix is something that is helping the company as well. So, they are making strides even in those EV side as well. Ashish, on the technical front as well, right? Even Gaurang highlighted it. The viewers holding it from 400 has seen those 1100 levels. Now it's back to 600. So what are they watching out for here now? Are we expecting a run up in the recent times, or it's going to be slow and steady up move?
See, if you look at the chart patterns on Tata Motors over the past entire 2025, it has formed an inverted head and shoulder pattern. That's more like an accumulation pattern, a bottoming pattern, and it should give a breakout on the upside. The neckline is placed around 740, but I think the overall undertone should be on the buy side. So continue to hold on. I don't see any kind of headwinds here. The stock has been doing well over the past few months. And we can expect a breakout on the upside above that 740 levels, and the stock can even head back to 900 and possibly to 1100 levels. Having said that, we do have holding on Tata Motors, so I would want it to see the 1100 levels again on the stock. The overall undertone is positive as long as on the downside, the support for the stock, which is at 600, continues to hold.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there for Tata Motors. Next query for today, this is coming from KS Rao, who is writing to us from Andhra Pradesh, holding 55 shares of Digit General Insurance. This is at a price of 270 rupees per share. Overall, wants to understand the prospects of the company. He is making a profit. Ashish, what's your view here?
Digit, which is currently quoting at around 350. If you look at it, the stock formed a higher low. As per Dow theory, the overall tone has turned on the positive side. And on the downside, the support for the stock is going to be around 330 levels. So as long as 330 is intact, we can expect the stock to reach towards the level of 375, 380 on the upside. Having said that, the volumes have been little erratic and the candle formations have been with spikes. So trade cautiously with the target of 380 and maintain a strict stop loss of around 330 levels.
Okay, keeping an eye on that. Just marking the flashes at the bottom of your screen as well. BSNL and MTNL asset monetization, something on that front has come in, where we're seeing that the government has actually opened non-auction route for central government organizations to acquire MTNL, BSNL assets at market rate. And that is something that will be decided on certain factors that are mentioned over there as well. Now, the committee of secretaries headed by the cabinet secretary have cleared the transfer of MTNL, BSNL as well as ITI assets to central government or central government organizations as well. So on that note, let's just keep an eye out on MTNL, BSNL, ITI. These companies are something that we'll watch out for, given this is coming as an announcement right now. Next query for today, let's move on to that then. We have Alan, who's writing to us from Kerala. He's holding 70 shares of Hindustan Zinc. This is at an average price of 493 rupees per share. He wants to know the outlook of the stock, considering there are trade tensions that are going on, India, US. How should one be viewing the stock? Gaurang, your view coming in for Hindustan Zinc.
So, Vinny, we have a whole recommendation on Hindustan Zinc, but just to give a little bit of more clarity to Alan, have a little bit of longish time horizon, because the entire metal pack is going through a little bit of rough patch in terms of global news flow, whether it is to do with tariff from US or whether it is to do with the economic situation in China. And China news flows is more, it creates a more volatility on the entire metal pack. But given the domestic outlook, consumption, we expect the consumptions in the domestic market to stay very, very robust. If you're a long-term investor, you need to hold on to it. Just in case if you have investable amount, then not at current levels, but at lower levels, since your current investment is at a little bit elevated zone. If you get lower levels, I believe Ashish might be able to help. Somewhere close to about 400, it will be a zone to accumulate more to bring down your acquisition price.
Okay. Let's watch out for that levels over there as well. Can accumulate at lower levels right now. That is also a possibility, but hold it for some bit of a time. Don't be in a rush to sell it. That's a word coming in from Gaurang as well. Ashish, your view on the technical front, what are the levels that one could watch out for? Maybe an accumulate level also, if you could give us.
See, the levels that Gaurangji mentioned is bang on, because 400 is the level from where the stock has managed to bounce back multiple times in the past also. So 410 can be the zone where he can look forward to accumulate more of the stock. As of now, over short term, over past 3-4 days, it's showing some kind of a recovery on the upside. Maybe we can head towards the level of around 460, 470 over the near term. But yes, the time horizon has to be extended for a bigger, longer term upside move. And any kind of dip towards 400, 410, use that as an accumulation. On the downside, it should not break below 375 levels, because that's a very important support. So 375 can be the stop loss. On the upside, the stock can head towards 475 levels.
Okay, 375 is the stop loss. 400 is maybe something that you could look at that level, maybe to average out as well, given that your buying price is higher. So that is the query coming in on Hindustan Zinc, and that was the last query. So Ashish as well as Gaurang, thank you so much for joining in with us as always and helping our viewers solve all the stock-related doubts. And viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, keep sending us your queries. You have the email ID flashing at the top of your screens for you all as well. But the last 1 hour of trade is still left, and to take you through all of that, you're closing that up.